Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is going to be my review of Dragon Ball Super Chapter 62, titled Edge of Defeat. This is going to be my first review of the Dragon Ball Super manga, and I'm really excited to do so because Dragon Ball as a whole is my all-time favorite manga franchise. I love Dragon Ball, I've loved it ever since I was a kid, and so to start reviewing this series is definitely something that's really important to me, and I'm really happy to finally get this first review out on Chapter 62 of Dragon Ball Super. And it's a good thing I chose this chapter of all chapters to start reviewing because it is incredible. This is probably one of the best arcs that we've had in Dragon Ball Super. The Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc is probably one of the best arcs we've had, and this chapter really does show just how great this is. Like, let's just dive right into the chapter. So the chapter starts out with Morrow confirming Piccolo's theory that Morrow has indeed taken all of 7-3's power and added it to his strength, which is a colossal power boost to say the least. 7-3 was already extremely strong, putting characters such as Piccolo, Gohan, and Android 17 and giving them a good fight. So for Morrow to add his already monster strength on top of 7-3's is ridiculous, and the Z Fighters are definitely going to be worse for wear after this one. So, after that revelation, Vegeta soars straight into the sky, and he tries to attack Morrow, but he's completely unsuccessful. Morrow has completely dissected Force Spirit Fission, and he knows exactly how to avoid it. So long as Vegeta doesn't inflict any damage on him, then Vegeta can't undo the fusion and take away Morrow's power. And so he basically just trounces Vegeta after that. After basically figuring out what Vegeta's going for, he completely dominates him. He uses the fact that Vegeta doesn't know about 7-3's copy ability, and he uses that to his full advantage. He's able to sneak behind Vegeta, he's able to take his power, and now not only can Moro use Force Spirit Fission, he can use every technique Vegeta has ever learned. And we'll see later on that he uses that to his full extent, being able to use the Big Bang attack, and then even saying, wow, such an awesome name for what is basically an ordinary Ki Blast. Completely destroying Vegeta, both as a fighter and as a creator of techniques, as Moro's techniques are infinitely better by comparison. And so Vegeta gets just knocked around, and he's taken out of the fight pretty early into the chapter. I mean, we all kind of expected that Vegeta wouldn't get away scot-free in this arc, even with all the leaps and bounds he's made power-wise and as a character. It's still Dragon Ball at the end of the day, and Vegeta's always gonna get knocked down. And this arc is no different, with Vegeta getting absolutely demolished by Morrow. But contrary to what other people thought, oh, maybe Goku would come and save the day, but that is far from the truth, as Goku is the next one to get taken out. And in my opinion, what is an amazing strategy by Morrow. So let me describe how this all plays out. So Gohan and Piccolo power up, and they charge at Morrow, and they try to double team him, try to keep him distracted, but Morrow obviously has the supreme power advantage here. He's able to easily brush them aside. But it turns out that's not what Gohan and Piccolo were going for. They weren't trying to overpower him, they were just trying to keep him distracted. What for? They were trying to keep him distracted with the fact that Goku was going to come in using Perfected Super Saiyan Blue and unleash a full power Kamehameha against him. And that right there was a very good form of strategy, which is something we really don't see from the Z Fighters, especially in team fights. I mean, for as much as the Tournament of Power tried to talk about teamwork, we really didn't get to see many team combinations, especially impromptu team combinations like we're seeing now. And at least we're having it now, better late than never, but it's just something to note how now, after all this time, after decades of Dragon Ball, we're finally getting impromptu team combinations from Z Fighters. And the combinations themselves are really good. Piccolo uses the fact that he can extend his limbs to his full advantage, and Gohan unleashes a new technique to him, being the Galactic Donut, meaning he's been paying attention to Gotenks' abilities, and he found a way to use them in a situation. And the fact that he used the Galactic Donut shows that Gohan really has been not just keeping up this training in terms of gaining more power, but also learning new and unique techniques to further bolster his arsenal. Anyways, Goku uses his full power Super Saiyan, perfected Super Saiyan Blue Kamehameha against Morrow, and for the most part, Morrow brushes it off, except for the fact that at the very last second, Goku's able to blow off Morrow's arm. And people thought, oh, okay, we at least got something on him. But to the absolute surprise of everyone, Morrow has Piccolo's powers thanks to 7-3, and he regenerates his arm inside of Goku's Toro, boring a gigantic hole inside of him and blood splattering everywhere. Which, I have to say, one, this arc has by far been one of the most gruesome arcs of Dragon Ball Super that we've had, and in my opinion, will probably be top 5 most gruesome arcs in Dragon Ball period, because the gore in this arc is pretty documented ever since Morrow bisected the Namekian warrior that tried to challenge him. And right here, he regenerates his arm in Goku's torso, and the art around it is gnarly. You can see Morrow's veins pulsing as he flexes his muscles inside Goku's torso. You can even see his fingers and his hands shake ever so slightly on the outside of as it protrudes from Goku's back, and it comes to a surprise to absolute everyone. No one was expecting this to happen to Goku. People were thinking, oh, Goku's gonna come in and save the day with Mastered Ultra Instinct, but no, he doesn't even get a chance. Morrow dispatches him really easily, in my opinion, and just goes to show that this arc, even when we expect things to happen, it still throws us curveballs. And so Goku is just knocked unconscious. Morrow says that he's not going to kill him because he wants to feast on his energy, and then that would eventually kill him. But Goku is definitely not getting up anytime soon. With a hole like that and blood splattering out of his mouth, Goku is down for the count. And Gohan, obviously getting his signature rage boost, tries to handle Morrow, but even that does nothing. His punches and kicks are unable to even phase Morrow, and Morrow just backhands Gohan in what I think is shattering his jaw, and you can even see his teeth crack, and you see one of Gohan's teeth chip as it falls into his own mouth after Morrow just backhands him, which really shows, once again, the gore in this arc is next level, but also Morrow does not play around. He's out for blood, and he's willing to take you out by any means necessary, either by obliterating you with your own attack, regenerating his arm in your torso, or just backhanding you so hard he shatters your jaw. This just really shows that Morrow is on a completely different level. But a little bit before this, we see that Dende really is trying to step up to the plate. After witnessing Vegeta goes down, Dende basically steels himself into going down to the battlefield and healing everyone, as he feels that it's his responsibility as the god of Earth to do something about this. Whatever it may be, even if he cannot fight, he can still heal, and he can try and bring Vegeta back into the fray. And he starts to communicate with Piccolo, saying that he's on his way, but due to the fact that Morrow has 7-3's powers and he's able to use them limitlessly, and 7-3 had previously absorbed Piccolo's power, he was able to intrude onto the telepathic conversation between Dende and Piccolo, effectively making it so that not even telepathic plans can be made. Morrow truly is on top of everything. Anything the Z-Fighters throw at him, he has the perfect counter to, thanks to his many arsenal of abilities. And so his response to that, to keep Dende away, is he decides to create an energy barrier, which in my opinion is very reminiscent to the birdcage used by Doflamingo in the series One Piece. The energy barrier is massive, and it covers the entire battlefield, preventing anyone from coming in or out, which is bad for Dende, but it's also bad for Krillin, who was on his way with some sensu beans to heal up the Z-Fighters after Goku had saved him against the Iza Kizawa fusion a couple chapters back. Krillin forgot to give Goku sensu beans, so he's trying to make up for that now, but with the barrier up, there's no way for him to get in, and there's no way for Dende to get in, as the barrier is fully erected right as Dende arrives. But the barrier also has a second purpose, which is to keep the Z-Fighters from escaping. Right now, the only ones left are Piccolo, Jocko, 17, and 18. Even if they tried to distract Morrow and gather Goku, Vegeta, go on an escape, it would not work anymore. The barrier lets nothing in or out. And this really ups the ante of the situation, because now Morrow is truly in full control, and he can just mess around with the Z-Fighters to his heart's content. he easily is able to blast back Piccolo and Jocko, and then in a very cool panel where he does a double finger gun behind his back, he blasts 17 and 18 directly in the face, knocking them out instantly, which really shows that his power is next level, where he's taking out fighters from Vegeta to 17 to 18 to Goku to Gohan in effectively one-shots, just truly just knocking them down easily. And so Piccolo realizes that with the barrier up and nothing being able to get in or out, he can finally unleash some of his full power, and that means that the planet necessarily won't get blown up. But he apologizes to Jocko for roping him into Earth's battle, and for letting things get the way that they are. And Jocko says that it's not Piccolo's fault. Jocko is the Galactic Patrol member assigned to this region of the galaxy, and so if the Earth is to go down, he should go down with the ship. And I really like this interaction because, for one, I think it was a little bit of commentary on Toyotaro's part about the fact that whenever the Z Fighters fuck up against villains, it usually has catastrophic consequences for the universe. For example, their complete incapability of taking down Cell due to one reason or another. Had Cell actually won his battle on Earth, he would have gone to lay absolute carnage to Universe 7. And then once again, during the Majin Buu saga, due to Vegeta being a prideful idiot, he allows Majin Buu to be resurrected, and Majin Buu was able to lay waste not just to the planet Earth, but eventually when he turns into Kid Buu, he destroys several planets before going to Otherworld. Just showing right then and there that whenever the Z Fighters screw up these battles, they have catastrophic consequences. And Piccolo apologizing to Jocko about this really goes to show that, yeah, every time they do screw up, it really has consequences, not just for the people of Earth, but for the universe at large. But I really did like Jocko in his response to this, which shows a bit of his character development about this, saying that, hey, I'm supposed to be the Galactic Patrolman of this area. I'm the one in charge here. If anything gets past me, then it's on me. Moro broke out of our prisons, and he is here on Earth in my area. So if everything goes down, I need to go down fighting just as you all did defending this planet. Anyways, Piccolo tries to start what I assume is going to be a supermassive light grenade, but it matters not because Morrow just absolutely impales Piccolo with his own special beam cannon. And once again, the gore in this is top-notch. The hole born inside of Piccolo is very well drawn, including just how visceral it looks as it tears its way through Piccolo's torso as he gets launched and then eventually just drops straight onto the ground. And with that, 6 of the Z Fighters are down. Goku, Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, 17, and 18 are all taken down, basically in one-shots, and all that's left is Jocko. Dende feels completely useless as he has no idea how he's ever going to be able to help everyone and protect the Earth, and he feels that his role as God is worthless, and that he's failing Kami as well as everyone else. But just as all hope is lost, a mysterious figure comes and opens up the barrier and allows Dende to slip through. And he says, "This isn't over, God of Earth." Next thing we see is Jocko holding his blaster to Morrow, even though he knows it will do absolutely nothing. And Morrow even says that he has no interest in taking Jocko's energy, and thinks it'll probably be foul-tasting if anything else, and he plans to just outright kill him. But Jocko steels himself, and he decides, you know what, if I'm gonna go out, I'm still gonna go down shooting. And he blasts Morrow, but then a second blast also appears and explodes against Morrow. And Jocko thinks, did I do that? But no, it's actually Agent Marus. Marus is the one that opened the barrier for Dende, and he is now here on the battlefield to back up Jocko, because he has a personal stake in seeing Morrow go down. And we end the chapter with Morrow questioning, is Marus actually a member of the Galactic Patrol, or is he something more? And we all know he's something more. We all know he's actually an angel attendant in training, and so he's far more than any ordinary agent. But that's really the end of chapter 62 of Dragon Ball Super, and it was amazing. In my opinion, it was one of the best chapters of this arc that we got. We had solid action, we had solid character dialogue and solid character interactions, and the art was phenomenal. If this arc ever gets animated, I hope that when this chapter is adapted, they give it extra love and care because it really shows that Morrow is a top tier villain. Even though he's cocky like other villains, he's smart and he's capable. He analyzes his opponents to the fullest, and he makes sure he can use every advantage he has to its absolute fullest against anyone. And it really shows here when he was able to dissect Force Spirit Fission, effectively not just making that Vegeta cannot use it against him, but also so Goku and Vegeta can't fuse if the possibility ever arose. Meaning that right now Moro's in full control, and it looks like the only one that can challenge him is Maru's. Overall, this chapter was amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10. Great chapter, and I'm really happy that this was the first chapter that I reviewed of Dragon Ball Super, and I really hope that when chapter 63 comes out next month, we get another top tier chapter. If you like what you saw here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and if you wanna see more Dragon Ball Super reviews, tune into the channel. This is Shiny Pokemon Incorporated, signing out.